In this episode of Puzzle Time, we are showing you the newest puzzle from Hanayama, Cast Planet. Here it is. We took it apart. It consists of a gold ring, silver ball. It'll come together like that. You got to take it apart, put it back together. Also, we're showing you a puzzle that's been out of stock since 2018. Since 2018, this puzzle has sold on auction sites for thousands of dollars. We have it back in stock. Find out which puzzle it is. Get yours at puzzlemaster.ca. Find out which puzzle it is in this episode of Puzzle Time. Welcome to episode 125 of Puzzle Time. In this episode, we are talking about two metal puzzles. One new one from Hanayama called Cast Planet, and a restock actually of a puzzle. So we're going to start with Hanayama, and then we're going to get into that restock brass puzzle. So it's not a new puzzle, but one that's been out of stock for a long time. It's got an interesting story behind it. But let's do Cast Planet. So here it is, Cast Planet right there. From Hanayama. It's the brand new puzzle. We talked about it last week in our online buzz, and that was our puzzle guy did a solution or solve on this puzzle. So
when I first took this out, checked it out yesterday, it actually is smaller than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I kind of feel that with most of the Hanayama
for some reason, I thought it would feel a little bit bigger in my hands. And one thing I did notice about it too is, and Puzzle Guy did mention in his video, there is starting points. So you know exactly where to set it back to. These little notches have to line up with the little notches on the edge.
So there's little lines like you're talking about? Here, let's show that off. Okay, so Linnea's talking about, and this can be hard to see with the reflection, but there is lines right there. So it's these little lines, little ticks, kind of, and you got to line that's the starting position.
Yeah, so there's one on either side, and then there'll be one on either side of the ball, and that has to be set back to that's your starting position.
This one's definitely not in the starting position because there's a little line, so you have to line up this ring with that line. And there's two of them?
Yeah,
there's a line right there too, so you can kind of see those. So those are what you're looking for to get it back to this starting position, which I like that. Yeah. Otherwise, who knows where the starting position is, right?
So basically what I've noticed too is a lot of the notches are all different. Like they're not all the same, right? And there are a couple that are similar, but I'd say they're all pretty different.
The shapes are different?
Yeah, they're all shaped pretty differently.
So these notches, you'll notice some of them are cut like little half moons almost. There's some of the bigger ones too are different. Yeah, the tops are different shapes, hey?
Yeah.
So obviously that's kind of what's going to be restricting you, especially with the like cutouts in the ring part. So you can see it's going to move through it.
And you have to have the cutout right at just the right angle too.
Yeah,
that's
you definitely do. Because like you can see this one's going to fit through that hole there, but it doesn't because it's the wrong angle. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, this is actually quite a unique puzzle as far as the movement of it. I don't know if we've seen much this way. But okay, before we do that, let's talk about this. Is a level 8 on the Puzzle Master difficulty rating scale. Hanayama gives it 4 out of 6 stars on theirs. Ours is a 8 out of our 5 to 10 scale. It's designed by Masui Ono, which we don't know much about him. I don't know who he is. It's a fairly new name as far as designers go. We do not have any other puzzles on the website by him. So I don't know much about him, but it sounds like maybe he's maybe a Japanese guy, one of their designers.
Yeah.
You can see on the puzzle itself, there is the planet, the name right there, and then the Hanayama logo here, which they do hide that on all their puzzles or most of their puzzles in one way or another as far as the cast puzzles go. There's some interesting features on this, which I'm going to assume most of those are just in the manufacturing process of making these. It's something that they had to do to get that, because it's actually really hard to manufacture a straight ball like this without having like cut in half or something.
Yeah.
Right. So It's not as easy as you might think. But yeah, like we said, go watch Mr. Puzzle Guy as he does do a solve on this puzzle. We are not going to solve it here today, but let's move on to our next puzzle, which, like I said, is not a new puzzle, which usually we're doing new puzzles. This one's a restock, but it's a restock that we haven't had for a while, and it's a restock with an interesting backstory to it. So this puzzle is called the Ball Puzzle, and it's by a guy named Charles Perry. Now you can see he's got the name here. Get this in focus. His name is etched on one of the pieces right there. Now, interesting thing is Charles Perry is actually no longer alive. Back in 2011, he passed away. And at that time, Puzzle Master was carrying this puzzle. After that, my understanding is that Charles's wife, Sheila, from 2011 to 2018, took over the process, and she was making the puzzle. And so then she passed away in 2018. And in 2018, this puzzle officially pretty much permanently went out of stock. And what actually ended up happening is that this puzzle showed up on auction sites on the internet and was going for crazy prices, like thousands of dollars, I believe. But it was a lot. Whatever it was being auctioned off for a lot of money because the thought was that it would never be made again. So that makes it a rare puzzle. It is actually one of the first brass puzzles ever made, or at least back in 2011 when Charles Perry was making this puzzle in full brass. He was one of the very first and only ones doing it back then. Now we have lots of people doing it. Felix Yer being one of the main ones who's making brass puzzles. But back then, not a lot of other people working in solid brass. So very interesting. Now, what's actually happened here in 2022 is Charles's son, Paul, is the one who's actually currently manufacturing this puzzle. So a while back, I guess Paul got a hold of us and said, "Hey, I'm making a run of puzzles. Would you like some?" And Puzzle Master said, "Yes, we would love to get them." This is not an exceedingly difficult puzzle. It is only a level 7. But
take it apart?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take it apart. But before you do that, it's a puzzle that was similarities to another puzzle we have by two brass monkeys, and that's called Gobstopper. Gobstopper, yeah. So Gobstopper is very similar in look and design. It is twice the amount of pieces. So this is a 6-piece puzzle. Gobstopper is a 12-piece puzzle, and but it shares some similarities we noticed just in the look of it, and I suspect in the solution.
So if you don't want to see the solution, turn away now. I'm going to give a couple of hints away to it. What I've noticed is where he etched his name, that's your first piece. It's going to come out, and that's where you should push. I don't know if he planned that or if, he probably did. But yeah, that's the first piece you're going to push out.
And it has a little ball. That's interesting. Obviously, it's a pin for your first piece. And I'm pretty sure Gobstopper actually has that exact same thing. I remember we did Gobstopper in one of our episodes, I believe.
And basically after that, it all just kind of falls apart.
Yeah, it all falls apart. I suspect this puzzle is one of those ones that's going to be harder to put back together than it is to take apart.
Yeah. And I mean, 3 of the pieces look similar, and then there's 2. These 2 look the same, and then the one individual. So I don't know if he did that 1, 2, 3 on purpose.
Yeah. So 3 of them. Yeah, 3 of them are very different. That first one's the solid one, and then these 2 are. Yeah, they are the same actually piece. Eh? Okay. So how do we put it back together? I mean, now here's the other thing. Technically, this puzzle comes in a little felt bag. And it says The Ball Puzzle right there. You can see by Charles O. Perry in Norwalk, Connecticut. Interesting. But on the back of that is a little diagram that shows you the solution. So if you didn't want to see the solution and you buy this puzzle, don't look at the tag because it definitely does show you the solution. So yeah, I'm gonna follow that. I got these 2 pieces together. And then this one goes there. This one goes there. Which one am I missing? There we go. This one goes. Oh, no. I think I need to do this one first. So I need to put this in the bottom. I like the feel of this puzzle. I like brass puzzles in general. They're heavy. They're nice. They're fun. There it is, right there. So back together.
Oh, it's gonna be, these are going to be flipped the other way.
Yeah. There you go. There you go, and back in. And again, that first piece kind of holds in place with that ball, which I like that. It even just feels fun when you roll it around. I don't know. So there it is. The ball puzzle by Charles Perry. Well, newly done by his son, Paul Perry. So there it is. A couple really cool puzzles. I thought these were interesting because they're both like ball shaped, similar size. But let's get into the online buzz. Okay.
So with this episode, we kind of had a bit of a brass theme. As you can see, there's brass and there's a little bit on here.
Like brass plating.
Brass plating, yeah. So my first thought was do some sort of online buzz that's going to relate to brass in some way.
And we picked a couple of our favorite brass puzzles. Linnea, what was yours?
So my favorite of all time, it's not a super hard solve, but it's just a cool looking one, is the cannon puzzle, the brass cannon.
Brass cannon. I like this one. So you found a solve by a guy that you really like, a little more obscure one, right?
It's a newer one. I was just scrolling through, searched brass cannon, and found probably one that I've never seen before. And I think this is his only puzzle he ever did. It's by The Real Takedown. It was on YouTube.
Yeah, a YouTuber named The Real Takedown. And
he does he's kind of newer to puzzles. He doesn't really know a lot, it seems like. So just him going through it, and he talks through it really well. For someone who doesn't do a lot of puzzle videos, he did really good on it. Yeah. And did quite a bit of close-up, had his timer going there. So he did really good on the puzzle, and I like the way he explained it and such like that.
So if you want to find out about the brass cannon puzzle, check out The Real Takedown on YouTube and his video on it. But there was a solution you like now, and for a specific reason too, right?
Yeah. So when I first did this puzzle, I did like most people and unscrewed it the wrong way. So when you go to take apart the tool and find the little screwdriver to take the final piece out, you're actually supposed to do it a different way than most people think. Most people will just unscrew the screw with their hands, right? But there's actually the other end of the cannon is supposed to be pushed onto there, and then you unscrew it.
So there's an intended solution and a solution that most people use, which is not a huge thing, but Aaron, who does solutions for us here at Puzzle Master, so you'll find his solutions, a lot of them on our channel. Aaron did the solution to this, and he explained the difference between the intended and unintended solution, which most people do the unintended. I've definitely done that before.
That's how I did it too.
Yeah, go check it out. It's a small twist on a puzzle, but that I think a lot of people know, but I liked it. So go check out Aaron's solution on our Puzzle Master YouTube channel. Now the puzzle I liked was a little more complicated, and it's by Felix Year. It's called the Hip-Flask. I love this puzzle. It has just a really, really unique step in the solution, and one I've not seen elsewhere, at least when he had done it, I believe he was the first one to do it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I like it. It's a great puzzle. If you want to see a really good solution, again, I'm going to reference Aaron because I like the way Aaron does solutions. I find he has a really good pace to things. It's slow and it's meandering, or slow and intentional, and I like it. And so go watch Aaron's solution on this Hip-Flask puzzle if you are interested in seeing that. But also, if you want to see a good solve, this is a very popular puzzle. So Chris Ramsey and Mr. Puzzle have both done solves on it. I like both of them. I will say this, Mr. Puzzle did solve it in about a half hour faster than Chris. And I think Mr. Puzzle did really good. But I think he kind of stumbled into the solution, I think, when he did it. But it was good. I've
recently seen the Puzzle Wanderer do a short on it as well and a solve. So
yeah.
So that's the most one I've seen.
It's a really good puzzle. I love it. Go check out that kind of aha moment in terms of what is happening, and the really cool just moment where he uses something in the solution. So it's a great puzzle. Felix here did a great job on it. And if you like brass puzzles, I would recommend all his puzzles. He has a lot of really good brass stuff. So yeah. Okay, let's get into the next one, Linnea. This is called the 4D puzzle. Tell us about this one.
So this one is by Windshare Puzzles. Their stuff I find is a lot of like easier. I wouldn't say they're necessarily super hard puzzles, but they're kind of fun puzzles that you like everybody could do, or a day-to-day, puzzle. And so this one it's basically a cube, but he squished it. So it's like Oscar Van de Venter's ring, where he did the coaster puzzle was originally ring and kind of squished it, right? And so this one's similar style, where it's a cube and then kind of like more squished, and it looks kind of like an optical illusion. So
yeah, when you put it down, it looks, you see. So, okay, with the video specifically that we're referencing, what is it?
It's on Instagram. It's on our Instagram Reels on Puzzle Masters. It's our Puzzle Master CA account.
Yes.
The reason
it's been blowing up.
Yeah, like I posted it probably about 3 or 4 days ago, and it's been going viral, and we've been getting at least like 500 likes a day or more.
Yeah. So go check it out. It's a really cool video. Linnea does it, and the thing I like about this, and I think is why it's so intriguing, is that when you're putting it in, because Linnea's talked about this optical illusion thing, it's essentially a cube, like she said, it's been squished. And when she's putting in the pieces, if you saw the puzzle together, you'd think it's just a normal cube, but as she's putting it in, your eyes are messed up, because it's like you're putting a piece in, but then it like fits in. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not doing a good job, but go watch it. The video is fantastic. And I really liked it. And like Linnea said, it's blowing up on Instagram.
A lot of the comments on there, my brain hurts, or that was hard to watch, weird. Because it's like, the pieces go in so different, like he said.
It's hard to explain. It's when she puts the piece in, all of a sudden you're like, oh, and it like pops into place, and you're like, okay, it looks like the piece changed shape or something. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it. Go watch it. It's really good. Okay, last. A video, I was just browsing YouTube, and I came across this video by a company or a YouTube channel called US Digital. Now, I don't know much about them, but they're a company in the States that does manufacturing. They manufacture, now it gets really technical, but it's called motion control products. Now, I don't know what that means. I looked in their About Us on their YouTube channel, and they had a whole bunch of different words and stuff I didn't understand. And but it's really cool. They have an awesome company that does some high-end, really precise manufacturing. And I watched a couple videos. It's a part one and part two of a video called Zero Tolerance Machining with Wire EDM. And what they end up doing is they make a tiny little steel cube. And this cube has 4 pieces to it. And the pieces fit together essentially like a jigsaw puzzle. They're extended and long, but it's cut a cube into 4 quadrants and put like a jigsaw type joining of them, where it's like that head that fits in. And but the cool thing about this puzzle is it's so perfectly machined. When you put it together, the seams disappear. So it looks like a solid cube, and you move it and the seams appear. And it moves really easily, but the seams disappear. And it's crazy, and it's because of their manufacturing process. Now, the way you got to watch the video, it's manufactured with a copper wire that essentially is put underwater in deionized water, and they run electricity through the copper wire, which is tiny. It's like 3 times the size, like width of a human hair, or an average human hair. And so it's really small, really tiny, but they use that to cut the steel block. So they show the whole manufacturing process. It's really cool. If you watch part 1, it's like a short version of it. Part 2 is an expanded version of it, kind of the explanation how they made it. But it's not an amazing puzzle as far as like the actual mechanism, but it's a beautifully made puzzle, and it shows you the manufacturing process, which I believe the process for making that puzzle is the same as the process used for making our puzzle called the skull or cranium.
Yeah.
It's electricity run through a wire that cuts metal. And I don't understand how it works totally, but go watch the video. Zero Tolerance Machining with Wire EDM, and that's parts 1 and 2. I believe part 1 might even be a short, like one of the hashtag shorts. Go check it out. I thought it was really cool. I'd love to get a hold of one of these puzzles just to see how that works, because in the video you can see that the seams disappear, but man, to see it in person would be really cool. So go check it out. That's the last of our online buzz videos. Linnea, where can people go find more information about Puzzle Master or see some more social media?
Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok. You can go to our website and get subscribed to our newsletter. We send out a weekly newsletter.
Mm-hmm. And when puzzles are out of stock, that you want to get an email when they're back in stock, because when puzzles come back in stock, puzzles like this, the ball puzzle, you'll get notified before it goes back in stock that it's coming back in stock. So it gives you a little bit of pre-notice to get your puzzle purchased, because maybe you'll miss it otherwise.
And definitely, if you like free puzzles, check out our Facebook. We constantly have free puzzles being given away. Some that you have to come in store for, some that you can enter online. So if you want to join some contests of ours, we do have a few different going right now. So
join us at the Facebook Live at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Thursdays, which may be changing soon. We'll see. Also, check us out on TikTok, because Linnea does a TikTok live, and she does a whole bunch of those, and you can solve puzzles with Linnea on there.
Usually 2 to 3 a week, and it's always around 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, in between there. So
keep an eye out for those. And again, like this video, subscribe to our channel, click the bell to get notifications when we put out new videos, because we are always putting out new reviews, solutions, Puzzle Insider with Gregory, the Puzzle Wanderer, and then also our Puzzle Time videos. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in episode 126.